Lights, Camera, Jackson here. Welcome to LCJ Live. It's Sunday, August 14, 2022. And we've got a wacky top 10 or really top 11 chart to talk about here, plus new movies that debuted outside of the top 11 and other films that I've seen and other new movies coming out this week. It's a wacky box office weekend. We'll get into all that, plus my thoughts on some of the new movies like Bodies, and Mack and Rita and more. As always, you can send in your questions and your comments here on LCJ Live. I've got The Beast here with me because of Beast with Idris Elba opening this coming weekend. Will it be number one next weekend? We'll get into that in a little bit as well. As always, send in your questions and your comments here on LCJ Live. Your number one movie is Bullet Train. Dropped from $30 million last weekend down to $13.4 million this weekend. It's at $54.5 after 10 days. Now, this is where it starts to get interesting, because a lot of these movies had very close amounts of money to each other, and therefore everything is probably going to change tomorrow. As of now, DC League of Super Pets is your number 2 movie with $7.17 million. Warner Brothers waited as long as they possibly could to put out the estimate for this until after Top Gun Maverick put out from Paramount the $7.15 million estimate. So right now they're basically tied for second place. Which will actually come in second place, that'll be determined tomorrow. Super Pets at $58.4 million. And Top Gun Maverick with $673.8 million. It had the extended version with bonus features this weekend in the theaters. That's why it basically made the same amount of money this weekend as it did last weekend. Now, we get into 2 more movies that nearly tie. $5.31 million for Thor Love and Thunder from Disney, and $5.30 million for Nope from Universal. Thor is up to $325 million. Nope is at $107.5. So again, those movies are going to fight for 4th place, which will actually get in 4th place will be determined tomorrow. Not far behind them is Minions: The Rise of Gru with another $4.9 million. It's at $343.7. Could Minions actually make more than both of them? Yes, it's possible. So all of that will change tomorrow. Then you've got Where the Crawdads Sing, another $4 million. It's at $72.2. It will pass Morbius to make more money for Sony than Morbius. I bet they did not see that coming. I don't think anybody saw that coming. It only needs another $1.8 million to pass Morbius. Wow. That is pretty surprising, but pretty good for Where the Crawdads Sing, and Sony be happy that another movie's made more money than Morbius. I think Bullet Train will. But Bullet Train needs another $20 million to do that. I think it will. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Now we've got Bodies. $3.3 million from A24 this weekend. I think they were expecting more. Couple reasons why it didn't do, I think, as well as they thought. Number one, it's not a very good film. I'm bored in the theater, and I'm in the theater bored. That's how I felt while watching Bodies the other day. Number two, its target audience is not going to love the movie. I'm not going to spoil why, but there are reasons based on what happens with the characters and the situations and the tone. The more intense, overdramatic tone throughout, I don't think it's going to get the 17 to 28-year-olds who will go see this. I don't think they're going to come out of it happy, pleased, feel like it was worth their money to go see Bodies. And number 3, sort of went after the same crowd this weekend, was Fall from Lionsgate, which I think is one of the dumbest movies of all time. But Fall made $2.5 million. Now, Fall made about the same amount of money as Elvis, which made $2.6 million this weekend. It's at $141. And Easter Sunday, which they say made $2.4 million this weekend. It has crossed the $10 million mark. So all of those for 9, 10, and 11 on the weekend box office chart could change tomorrow. Right now, Fall is in 10th place, Easter Sunday 11th, Elvis 9th. But Fall, even though PG-13 and Bodies is R for violence, for sure, Fall went after the same crowd. Lionsgate did. So that $2.5 million could have gone to Bodies if some people in the same demographic didn't go see Fall. So that's what I think hurt Bodies. I will say this about Triple B, as I'll call it. You're with it a little bit in spots. The ending sort of does work based on everything that's come before, but you got to get through a heck of a lot. You got to get through a slog in order to get to the ending of Bodies. that's my mini review of it. It's a tough one. It's tedious. It's monotonous. It goes around in circles. It goes down very inevitable paths. And in the end, the ending is sort of satisfying-ish. It works based on what came before. But again, you got a lot to get through. So thank you for the honest review. LCJ says Shellfish Beach. Thank you very much for that comment. I appreciate that. Now, other movies debuted outside of the top 10 this weekend, including Mack and Rita. Now, Mack and Rita is a terrible movie, but it's a fascinating film. It stars Diane Keaton. It's about a 30-year-old woman who has this traumatic experience and she becomes 75-year-old Diane Keaton. This woman has always felt like an old soul. It's a decent concept, but the execution is terrible. So many embarrassing moments involving Diane Keaton and her character. And many of the other situations that take place, you just roll your eyes, you shake your head, you go, oh my gosh. Same thing with Fall. Fall, I think, again, one of the dumbest movies ever. You're just rolling your eyes. You are not holding your breath. You're going, oh my God, really? Wow, really? Unrealistic, would never happen. Mack and Rita, it's a total fantasy. But, yeah, wow, it's wackadoo. And this wackadoo Mack and Rita made $1.1 million. So a little bit of noise, but not really a lot. Same amount of money went to the E.T. IMAX re-release, $1.1 million in far fewer theaters than Mack and Rita. What else we got? We got another $700,000-ish for Jurassic World Dominion. It's at $373. Black Phone made another $1 million-ish. Got about $88 million for that. Lal... I'm going to get the pronunciation of this correct. I don't want to mess it up. But there's a new version of Forrest Gump that Paramount decided to open in theaters. And I think that's it is called La Sing Chada. And it made $1.5 million this weekend. Congratulations to that. It is the Indian adaptation of Forrest Gump. And it made $1.5 million. So that is out this weekend. Also, there's so many little movies decided to open in theaters, but nothing huge. Your biggest new release, and it was even a wide release expansion, was Bodies, Bodies, Bodies with $3.3 million. The newest pure new movie to enter the box office and make the most amount of money, Fall, just $2.5 million. But you had Emily the Criminal, which I think is a very good film. Aubrey Plaza, terrific. It's a story that sucks you in. It's about her getting involved in credit card fraud operation. And it's very good. If it's near you, if it's playing near you, go see it. I've liked it even more in the days since I originally saw it. It made about $700,000 this weekend. Go see it. I hope it expands to more theaters. It's in about 450 locations. I think that covers all the films that have been in the theaters. Now, this week coming up, we have Beast. And we have Dragon Ball Superhero. These Dragon Ball anime films have done well at the box office, and I think this one could do quite well. Will it be number one against Beast? That's a tough call as of now. Beast, I think, will be number one. It opened internationally this weekend, made close to $5 million. Beast has Idris Elba. It's 93 minutes. Universal, with the exception of Easter Sunday, has had a very good summer. And spring, Bad Guys, Jurassic World, Minions, Nope, The Black Phone. Universal has had a very good spring and summer. But now here we are at the end of August, and they're putting out one more movie for the summertime. Beast, I think, is going to do better than people think it's going to. I think it could do $20 million. I think it could. The short run time, Idris Elba, an action movie, end of summer escapism. People want one more exciting film to go see in the theaters before the end of the summer. I think that's why Beast could do well. Even if it doesn't do $20 million, it's got to do more than 10. And Bullet Train's going to do under $10 million next weekend. It has to. So Beast could be number one. Dragon Ball Superhero, depending on exactly how many people come out to see this, could that be the shocking number one? Or a strong number two? We'll have to see. I mean, one of the other Dragon Ball movies, Dragon Ball Super Broly, that came out in 2018, opened to $9.8 million, and which did not count the Wednesday figure. It had a 5-day start of $20.2 million, and it totaled $30.7. Everybody went out right away to go see it. And that opened on a Wednesday. This is opening on a Thursday night into Friday. Boy, if the last one could do $20 million in 5 days, could this one do $20 million in 3 days and actually be number one next weekend? There have been other Dragon Ball movies. Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F made $8 million total. Yeah, this Dragon Ball Z Battle of the Gods, that didn't do quite as well, 2013. But yeah, that last one, Dragon Ball Super, and this is another Dragon Ball Super movie. That last one had a $20 million 5-day and a $30 million total. Maybe it's number one. Maybe it beats Beast. Maybe it's a battle that no one is going to see coming except for me, because I'm telling you about it right now, a week before it's going to happen. You know, people saying, and I was talking with some theater owners, and they're saying, you know, the expectations are lower these next few weekends. Nothing really gigantic coming out after Beast until The Woman King in the middle of September. There's a few horror movies. There's a few other films in between. Crematoria says, I don't see Dragon Ball doing those type of numbers in this market. Maybe it still will. You know, those were the North American figures. That was, I mean, it was 4 years ago, or actually January of 2019 is when it came out in North America. Worldwide, it did 116 million. Maybe. We'll have to see. You know, there's a few movies. Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul, which is also going to Peacock. There's a couple horror movies. There's that Barbarian movie I saw the trailer for the other day that 20th Century is putting out September 9th. But The Woman King and Don't Worry Darling and then Bros are kind of the big mid to end of September releases, and the Avatar re-release. And those are going to be the ones that bring everyone back. And then we get into October, which should be decent. So maybe Dragon Ball could actually do better than people think. Beast could do better than people think. And the theaters will do okay now here end of August heading into Labor Day weekend. Plus, you've got people who still want to go see Top Gun. Families who are still going to want to go see Super Pets and Minions through Labor Day weekend. I was talking with my buddy Larry Emder from Australia. New LCJ Q&A podcast episode with him. Television host in Australia for 40 years. Has a new memoir out called Happy As. And he was saying some of his mates have gone to see Top Gun Maverick 5 and 6 times. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's doing so well in Australia. The third biggest movie ever in Australia, and one of the biggest movies of all time here in North America. So yeah, you can check out that podcast episode now. More Animation Scoop Q&As this week, and more LCJ Q&A podcast episodes coming soon. I want to talk a little bit about a couple other things. One is Hamster and Gretel. New LCJ Q&A podcast episode as well on the podcast sites with Dan Povenmire, the creator of the show. He did Phineas and Ferb. We talk about 15 years since Phineas and Ferb, and we talk about his new show, Hamster and Gretel. So that is at lcj.podbean.com. Fun conversation with him. Also, I want to mention Resurrection. Resurrection is a new thriller that's been in some theaters and on VOD a couple weeks, starring Rebecca Hall. It was filmed entirely near where I live, Albany, New York, Troy, New York, last summer. And I watched the movie the other night. Albany and Troy are in it quite a bit. And it was cool to see so many locations. Now, do I love the movie? No, I think it's got a lot of problems. But it is cool to see Albany in the movie so much. And I was over at one of the locations the other day at the Boscovs at Colony Center where they filmed a scene. It was Rebecca Hall, Tim Roth, and the young actress Grace Kaufman who were there for a day till about noon, filming a scene in the Boscovs. They were on the lower level, and then they exited, and actually the scene cuts to them coming out of the second level entrance to the parking lot. And I was talking with the manager the other day, and she said that people were upset that they couldn't shop on the lower level because they were filming this movie. Well, come on, you got Tim Roth and Rebecca Hall filming a movie, and there were still people upset that they couldn't get their shopping done before noon. There you go. So that's Resurrection. It's available now on VOD and digital platforms. If, you know, the thriller, it's slow, it's also repetitive, it's, it goes into territory that's odd, it goes into territory that doesn't quite make sense and work and make it feel like a necessary movie. But if you want to see Albany in a film quite a bit, check out Resurrection. So there you go. All right. Keep it to my social media for more. By the way, I announced My Very Rocky Christmas. I do want to quickly mention that. My Very Rocky Christmas is available for pre-order this Tuesday. I'll share the details across my social media and the website, lights-camera-jackson.com. It is a family book for the holidays I'm very proud of. Terrific artist Rebecca Rem does these gorgeous illustrations I can't wait for you to see. And the pre-order period for My Very Rocky Christmas begins Tuesday. So look forward to that. Look forward to more. Twitter at LCJ Reviews, Instagram at LightsCamJackson. Back on 99.5 The River for more, and some more surprises and cool stories and details are on the way. Thank you for watching today's episode of LCJ Live. We'll see you back here next Sunday. We'll see what wins the weekend. Is it Beast? Is it Dragon Ball Superhero? Do they both flop and it ends up being Bullet Train or Top Gun? We'll have to see. I think it's going to be either Beast or Dragon Ball. But I'll see you back here next Sunday for LCJ Live. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.